Hey guys, so welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Borderlands 3. Just kind of starting to do some videos in Borderlands 3 in preparation for Borderlands 4, which is going to be coming out next month in September. So while we're doing that, I just kind of wanted to take a look at everything and do a couple videos about like fun guns that I like for different categories. So today we're going to be looking at just a couple of really easy to get shotguns that can be fun to mess around with just on a playthrough in general. Thought it'd be fun to take a look at Borderlands 3. Obviously, I know it's not everybody's favorite Borderlands game. I have been enjoying it. I do think the drops for legendaries are quite high, but I have been getting pretty unlucky with some of these farms. So we're going to take a look at where to get them. I'm going to show you guys where to find some of these enemies, and then we're going to kind of take it from there. So I hope you guys stick with me and enjoy the ride. Alright, so the first weapon that we're going to be taking a look at today is going to be the Flacker. So this is a fun gun in the sense that it's super interesting. So it is a shotgun, obviously, like I said in the title of today's video. So we're taking a look at it. It's pretty unique in the way that it works. So typically you'll shoot off like an explosive round that travels for a set distance before it reaches its range of dealing damage. So it's kind of tricky to use if you're not used to it, and making sure that things are kind of in the general range. I believe this was a gun that originally showed up in Borderlands 2, and it kind of has the same design of one of the best pistols from Borderlands 2, which was the Unkempt Herald. So it is a pretty unique weapon, and obviously I just think the red text that they have going on here, the Flak the World, is pretty funny. So we're going to dive right in. I'm going to show you guys kind of what it looks like to use, as well as where the farm for this weapon is. So it is a world drop. You can kind of get it from anywhere, but you have a higher chance of getting it from this location here. So we're going to go to Pandora on our fast travel menu. I clicked on the wrong button. So we're going to go to Pandora. Then we're going to come here to Conrad's Hold. And from here, typically you'll start the map a little bit farther up this way. But if you just kind of... so the start of the map is over here. Typically you want to just run all the way across here. Just try, and if you're solely coming here for this purpose, you just kind of want to skip all the enemies. Come up this way, and then there's going to be a lift around here that you're going to take up, and then you're going to want to make this jump across this bridge here. The save point is right where I'm standing, and then right in front of you have a place to sell weapons and stuff like that. So if you're still needing money to kind of get all of your SDU upgrades and everything going, you can definitely sell all the weapons that you pick up from this farm, because you're not guaranteed to get the gun on every try. Like I said, this game does have really generous drop rates for legendaries, which makes it kind of interesting. And then you can also buy ammo and reload every single time that you reload for the farm. We're going to go ahead and run in here and just show you guys where the farm is. It's going to be kind of hectic because this gun, like I said, is kind of crazy. But you want to look for this guy right here, Manvar. And you want to kind of go through all the phases of this boss. Which, with this gun, because I don't have a very good one, we're doing rather slowly. Like I said, it is kind of an interesting gun to use because you have to be at a specific range in order for it to be effective. And you can very easily down yourself just like that. So playing a character like Black is kind of good. You can easily just bring yourself back up with certain passives and retreat. But it does really solid damage, and this is kind of on level, and as you can see the boss does drop a ton of things. But that is the boss that drops this gun. So we are going to go ahead and move on to the next weapon here in just a moment. Alright, so we are going to Promethea. It's going to be Skywell 27. Also, I apologize if the camera down there doesn't match what I'm saying. I accidentally muted myself and had to record over with the audio. But this next gun that we're going to be talking about is going to be one of the easiest farms that you can get. You can get it from 2 different places. One of them is going to be a boss fight with the Titan on a different map, but we're going to be going over the easier way to get it. This one's going to be the Butcher. So this is one of my favorite, if not my favorite shotgun in the entire Borderlands 3 game. It is also really funny because I'm a big Diablo 4 fan, and they made some references to Diablo 4 with this one. The gun's named the Butcher. It says fresh meat, which is just something that the Butcher says in Diablo 4, if you're unfamiliar. Or not Diablo 4, but Diablo in general. My apologies. But I am a big Diablo fan, and the Butcher is one of the coolest characters from Diablo. So this gun pretty much shoots like a shotgun, in the sense that it has a wide spread. So you can see it's ×3 damage, but it shoots more like a machine gun in terms of the speed. And it is definitely one of my favorite shotguns to use. But here in just a moment, after we get done rambling through, we're going to go ahead and show you guys where to get it. Promethea on Skywell 27 is a pretty early map that you get to go to, and so realistically this gun is super easy to get super early on. So honestly, I think it's one of the best guns to have throughout the entire game, especially because I feel like the vast majority of enemies are weak to fire damage with their red health bars. So this gun is just an absolute monster, regardless of which character you're playing, regardless of anything else. But especially on Flak, in my opinion, because he just does so many cool things with the crits and reloading the mag. This gun never runs out of ammo when you're using his action skill. So we're going to be on Promethea. We're going to be on Skywell 27. Once I click on that here. And then we're going to be looking at it from the starting area, just so that way I can show you guys exactly how to get it here. So we're going to run straight back here. The checkpoint's going to be right over here, just across this leap. And I'm going to show you guys why this is one of the easiest farms to do early on in the game. Not only that, but even late game, getting a fully built up one of these, regardless of if you start a new character at max level or if you level somebody up from 1. It is just a super easy gun to get a Mayhem 10 maxed out version of, because of how quick this farm is and the way that you're able to do it. So we're going to run through here. Right now we're on Mayhem 1, obviously max level. We're going to run straight through to the boss here. His name is Dinklebot. And he's pretty much just a mini boss that spawns every time you reload this area. So we're going to run up, and we are absolutely just going to delete him instantly here. And so that's the item we're going to be looking for. It drops every time, no matter how many times you kill him. It's called a ludogram. So we're going to reset the Mayhem level here. We're actually just going to turn it off and hit apply. And when this reloads us at the checkpoint to reset the area, this is one of the easiest farms because it actually resets the boss, and you can just run straight through and do it again. But it resets the enemies to base level for the area. Dinklebot, on the other hand, though, he will still be level 73 or 71. So he will still have more health, but when you turn off Mayhem, you lose a lot of HP scaling, so it makes it a lot easier to do this farm. We're just going to run through and do this again.
I am unseen.
Awesome. So now we are going to turn Mayhem back on to show you that it just resets that area again. And then we are going to take us back to Sanctuary so I can show you exactly where you need to go to turn in these ludograms and potentially get yourself a butcher.
A hunt with a bounty. That would buy a lot of chew toys.
Alright, so we're pretty much just going to run straight through the middle of the ship here. We're going to go straight down to Crazy Earl. Once we turn around this corner here. Now the most pivotal thing is before you talk to Crazy Earl and exchange these, you want to go back into that Mayhem menu here, and you want to set this all the way maxed out to 11 and hit apply again. In Sanctuary, it doesn't make you reset the area. Now we can go ahead and turn in our ludograms to Crazy Earl. And as you can see, we got super lucky. The Butcher has several different elements. It could be fire, cryo, radioactive, and then just standard. And so in this one we got a radioactive and a standard. But as you can see, they're both maxed out on Mayhem level 10, even though we did the farm without Mayhem levels or at Mayhem level 1. And then just a couple additional things to note. I'm going to show you guys kind of what it looks like to shoot this gun. Why it's so crazy. As you can see, the numbers kind of count up and down at the same time because it's reloading ammo as you're shooting. With Flak's action skill, even though this gun's fast already, it is just unbelievable amounts faster when you're using Flak's action skill. And the ammo basically does not run out, especially when you're hitting critical hits while his active skill is running. And that's one of the reasons why this is just absolutely one of my favorite shotguns to use. Pretty much ever since I figured out that this is in the game, I've been using it on Flak for farming. I've been getting ones on level every time, and it's such an easy farm, such a good gun. I highly recommend, if you guys are doing a Borderlands 3 playthrough, going to pick this one up, especially if you just want kind of an easy ride throughout the entire story. This gun will make it a cakewalk, essentially. But yeah, so now we are moving on to the next one here. And so this is going to be the speed loading Hellwalker. And this gun is interesting because it always has the same affix here. So it's always going to be, or prefix, sorry. It's always going to be speed loading, whereas we have hostile, we have subsidized, we have redundant, another subsidized, and then we have an auditing butcher up here. And so the prefix there can be super important, especially if you're looking for a very specific version of a gun, because there are better versions and that prefix is like indicating of whether or not it's the better version. But with this one, you don't necessarily have to matter because it's always speed loading. If we take a look at it here, it is just an absolutely crazy gun, like very high damage as you can see up there. It is interesting because it only is a 2-size magazine, and it consumes 2 ammo per shot. So pretty much every time you shoot it, it's going to be needing to be reloaded unless you're playing either Moze or Flak with certain abilities that, like I said, kind of rebuild your ammo as you're shooting based on critical hits or other factors. And so this gun is crazy on Flak because you could just pop that active skill and kind of spam it, and if it's doing those refreshes in the magazine, then you can kind of just shoot this gun a ton. And with the amount of damage output that this gun has, it can be absolute devastation. For this one, we are going to go back to Pandora, and we are going to go to the Splinter Lens here. Now, we're going to take you guys from the very start of this map just so that you can see exactly where you have to go to find this weapon. We're going to follow this road straight. We're just going to, it's pretty much a straight shot. You kind of just follow the road all the way down. But in my head, I like to keep reminders of like little markers or indicators to remember where it is. So as we come up around this bend, you'll see that big billboard with the skull. That is how you know we are in the right place. We're going to stop here, jump out. We're going to get our Butcher ready. We're going to run up, action skill, and then we're going to just absolutely melt this guy here. Just make sure not to shoot him in the head. Obviously, he is a Goliath, so if you shoot him in the head, you're going to knock his helmet off, and then if you don't kill him fast enough, he's going to fully regen, and then it'll be a lot harder to kill him because it gets super quick. But as you can see, that enemy is named after Roadhog from Overwatch, and if he stays alive long enough, he's going to hook you and pull you in and do all kinds of Roadhog things from Overwatch, which is super fun, but also, you know, it's just kind of cool that they put characters in there just because of like the resemblance of the designs. So we're going to run over here and we're going to show you kind of what this gun can do. Shooting a fire skill. So we're going to action skill and absolutely just demolish this guy. And as you can see, because it's Jacobs, they have ricocheting bullets, so whenever you crit, it's going to bounce around other enemies as well. Just doing an absolute ton of damage to just a lot of enemies that you have around. And as you guys heard, it plays guitar noises or rock noises when you shoot it. And it also does it when you pick it up. So let's do that real quick. Just an awesome guitar solo for you guys whenever you drop it and pick it up. So sometimes it's fun to just drop it and pick it up just to get those sounds to play. Those are some of my favorite shotguns to use in Borderlands 3 pretty much for my entire playthrough. Some of them are super good on everyone's top 5. I'm not entirely sure about the Flacker. I just think it's super interesting, very unique. But other than that, just let me know if you guys have any requests in the comments. I'd be more than happy to go ahead and take care of those, do more videos on this stuff. I want to try and get as many out as I can before Borderlands 4 so that we're prepared for that. Otherwise, this has been Quan Gaming. Thank you guys so much for stopping in. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.